galactic civil war spreads across the stars. From the heights of Coruscant to fiery Mustafar, to fight the evil empire, for people join the fray. These are the heroes of the Hydian Way.
The galaxy is suffering through a period of civil war as the Galactic Empire attempts to stamp out the rebellion. Though the rebellion destroyed the Death Star, the Empire's power is not to be denied, and the rebellion is on the run. While generals and politicians organize matters back at base, there are always teams out gathering information, and this team is about to stumble onto something big. Very big. Join the team as they get their prize. In Episode 3, The Best Laid Plans of Bothans.
Welcome to Heroes of the Hydian Way. This is a Star Wars actual play podcast, and we're playing in Fantasy Flight Games' Age of Rebellion. This is Episode 3 of our secretive adventure with Bothans. And I'm Ben. I'm using they-them pronouns, and I'm the GM for this adventure.
My name is Leslie, and I use she-her pronouns, and I am playing Teeth, the Courier.
My name is Michael. I'm using he-him pronouns, and I'll be playing Dosk Valab, the face of the group.
I am Zach. I use he-him pronouns, and I'll be playing Kurt Ruzzle, the Slicer.
My name's David. I use he-him pronouns, and I'll be playing Bird Loxy, and it just says explosions here.
Accurate.
And for today's game, we have rolled a destiny pool of 5 points, 4 light, 1 dark. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The camera starts out with looking at a star field. Slowly panning down, and off to the right-hand side, you see the top of a emerald world start moving up. A little bit of a cloud cover at the higher latitudes, and then what looks to be a blue teardrop emanating from it, circling this three-quarter finished battle station. The camera pans down a little more, and this 10,000-yard long ship spreads out over the bottom of frame. A superstructure that has many, many towers on it and is a fairly dark blue. You can see different lights in yellows and deep oranges, and then just as the camera starts to swing to the right, a small two-mandibled Krullian cargo ship drops out of hyperspace in surprisingly close proximity to the large Executor-class Super Star Destroyer. We quickly see on the inside, as the camera starts zooming in, 4 Bothans who are somewhat shocked as they come out of hyperspace in system Iskzesh 3244-Orc.
What is that?
I don't think we should be here.
Yeah, are we in the right place?
I heard the Empire built some big ships, but I never seen anything like this.
I don't think we should be here.
Well, I hope we got what it takes to get through if this is where we're headed.
Well, this is where the signal came from.
No wonder
is
they need
where
so
we're gonna
much
be.
metal if this is what they're building.
I'm not sure if anyone heard me. I don't think we should be here.
I don't think we have a choice, because we are here, and they know it.
They're gonna be asking for codes any minute. I gotta get something prepared.
One moment, please. Doop. Yo.
Unidentified ship. What is your crew and destination?
Can I roll a computers check to get some mock Imperial codes rolled up?
Sure. I'm gonna go with that is going to be a 2 red and 1 purple kind of check.
All right.
In the meantime, I think we're gonna look up at our face, smile brilliantly, and say, "Be ready to dazzle them."
I'm gonna look at my talents real quick.
I haven't even warmed up yet. Okay. What are we here for? Anybody have an idea? Any thoughts on just
Inspecting.
going to brainstorm?
Inspecting is always good.
What are we inspecting? What are we here to
What was
inspect?
that planet we just came from?
The Sullust. We were at a metal plant, right?
But I mean, it wasn't just metal. It was compounds or something.
Compounds.
Processing. We could inspect the
alloys always sounds
processes.
good.
Okay.
Processing alloys. We are inspecting alloys.
Yeah.
The mic is off while we're saying this, right?
Yes. Or it's covered.
Ben, I have a question real quick. We still have our current strain, or are we...
I'm figuring that a day or two has passed,
Okay.
so you've been able to recover your strain at this point.
Can I use my Master Slicer talents to sever 2 strain and reduce that check by 1?
Yes, you can. That will get rid of the
Nice.
purple.
Cool. So
Teeth
thought I
not
had
only
something.
turned off the mic, but also has his hand over it. Kind of like you do when you answer the phone. Like, okay, so we're the stabilizing compound here to inspect.
Oh
things.
no! Why does this always happen?
Are they older codes?
Yeah, I wonder if they still check out. Hey, I haven't. I don't know. The ship is too new. I don't know if I have codes that are gonna get us through here. But I have Imperial codes, but I don't know what these are for.
You said Imperial like it was a question.
Well, there's a lot of different types of codes with the Imperials. You know, you got people that codes for maintenance deliveries, codes for like the military side. I have codes. I just
We're just not sure which codes we're sending.
yeah, we could translate it and see what they say.
Okay.
They're going to
And
be getting really impatient really
The
soon.
name of the ship. The name of the ship was the Resonating Compound. Yes.
Stabilizing.
Stabilizing compound. Okay, very good. Stabilizing
Are we ready?
Compound. Yes, I believe so.
You got this. Smacks the button. Go.
Yes. This is Agent Farnes with the Stabilizing Compound. We're here to do some alloy inspection for the construction of this monstrosity,
Nice.
and I'd like to make a deception check.
All right, that absolutely would work.
Can it be assisted or something?
Yeah, I can go with one person assisting.
Okay, let me.
Would that be a boost or an upgrade? I've got 3 ranks in deception.
I have. How many ranks do I have? Whoop. Don't actually see how many ranks I have. I'm rolling a yellow and 2 green for deception with 2. I can negate 2 black. I don't see my ranks offhand on the sheet. Just a second.
What can I bring to this, Ben?
I think you can bring your ranks,
Okay.
and Dosk's.
I believe I have 3 in deception, but the roll. I'm looking at the RPG sessions sheet, and it doesn't actually give me my rank number. It's just showing me my score.
Okay.
The dice pool.
Okay, well, it's cunning plus I bring 3 ranks. So you're cunning minus 2 blacks, which is always a good thing.
Because, this would be definitely be tossing in a setback on account of slight nervousness and just also the systems going on.
Understood.
And the difficulty, right, that would be a useful thing. Difficulty on this is a 1 red, 2 purple.
Okay. And Leslie, how many dice am I getting from your bonus? Or your assist?
They said I could bring my ranks to the table, so it's whatever your cunning is plus 3 ranks. Because I think I have more deception than you.
I think you do have more deception than me. My cunning is 3.
So 3 yellow for you.
Okay. Wow.
You got this.
Yeah, I think I do. I'm already rolling.
I thought I had it too.
One
so
yellow.
I don't know.
Don't say that, Zach.
And what was the difficulty again, Ben?
It is 1 red and 2 purple and 1 setback, but you knock the setback away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think I'm rolling this correctly. We'll see. That'll do.
I mean, I'll take it.
Except
Oh,
for
no.
our count
Except
is
for
wrong.
the despair.
Da, 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 da.
I mean, that's kind of the reason why I'll take it.
Okay.
All right, so I have 4 successes, 4 advantages, and unfortunately, 1 despair. And can I spend the despair to just be sweating heavily?
I don't think that counts.
Tempting.
I feel like that's pretty threatening. Once we face everybody, if I got a lot of flap sweat going on, that's not very convincing, right?
Well, especially with all the fur going on. It'd be like you just got out of the shower.
I mean, also, we've only got Zach's computer roll to help, so.
Unless I'm allowed to try again after, because they haven't technically asked for it yet. I was trying to prepare it ahead of time.
Yeah. I'm going to go with that roll would be the roll for the codes.
Okay.
Which was?
An advantage.
And I'm just going to throw this out there as a player because I neglected to write down the name that I gave them.
Fars.
Farns.
Farns.
Farns?
Thank you. Farns. Ancient
Because I thought he was going to say
Farns.
Farnsworth.
Farns. Okay. So that's what I started saying, and I was like, nope, I can't use Farnsworth. I'm just going to cut it down to Farns. I don't know why I decided not to use Farnsworth, because that would have been great, but... Farns. Okay.
Oh, I forgot. I have a data breaker. I was supposed to add 2 blue to that. I totally.
Roger, stabilizing compound. Please make your way to Reception Bay Zesh 25. I repeat, Zesh 25.
Zesh 25. Got it.
There will be a adjunct to meet you there.
I should hope so. And I will disconnect the comm.
On a separate data channel, they do send where on the giant orb of doom is the, at least the section, not even quadrant, the tiny section of where the landing bay is.
Oh, you guys! It's a good thing they didn't ask for those codes. That was codes for the septic response team.
I mean, I've played that game before. All right, so Teeth is going to fly casual to that place that I've already forgotten. Sesh 29?
I think it was Zesh.
I'm going to fly to the place that's marked on the little ping.
The waypoint.
Yes, I'm going to look for the little yellow exclamation point.
What you are going down into, unlike what, say, the Millennium Falcon went down into, it looks like you're descending down towards a large building on the surface of the Death Star. There's a large pole up with a giant orb on it that looks to be very shield projector-like. There's a large ovoid, almost saucer-like thing that you're pretty sure is a communications antenna. And then on the side of the building, there are 2 moderately sized hangar bays. You'd be able to fit like a Corellian Corvette in these fairly easily, but on the surface of this giant space station, it looks tiny.
A spaceship with buildings on it. What are they going to think of next?
A building with buildings on it?
A building with spaceships on it.
Isn't that what a dock is?
I
No, a
feel like
spaceship with buildings on it.
I feel like that already exists, though.
Yeah, you're probably right.
What do we see as we pull up, Ben? Is it just like an open space that we're pulling into? Like, do we see crates, people?
How many death squads are pointing guns at the door?
Mhm.
1 despair's worth.
No, you come in for a landing, and this is the fun part of the Death Star is that it is so huge that they don't need crates to be piled up in their hangars. They have an entire fleet of mouse droids just to polish the floors and the walls and the ceilings. It is almost mirrored. The only way you can tell which one's the floor and which one's the ceiling is that the floor is slightly darker metal as opposed to the ceiling, which is a slightly lighter metal. But otherwise, it's just polished.
I hope you'll pardon me for, ruining my cool exterior, but whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah.
In case I wasn't clear earlier, I still don't think we should be here.
We gotta
I
get
feel
your
like
friend.
as spies, we shouldn't be here as our job description.
Well,
No, I agree 100%. That is what we are here for. It is our job, yes. But at the end of the day, this makes my first stand on that.
We've got to get your friend back, though, yeah?
Yes, we need to get Sixer back. So you're absolutely right. We should be here for that reason, and of course for our mission. But I'm just making it stated in case no one else heard me, or in case it wasn't clear. I don't think we should be here. That's the last time I'll say it.
Okay.
I have a feeling I'll hear it one more time.
Well, hopefully not after, I do this. We land and I hit the lower the gangplank thing. Gangplank? That's not the right word, is it?
No, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
It works.
Can I ask a quick question about the contents of our ship? Because I have a logistical issue. So we came from Celis in the ship. Do we have any of the crates of the metals that they were creating in that plant?
I would go with that there is a small crate of at least the Durasteel
Okay,
Ooh.
that
perfect.
they were making there.
Ooh.
Yes.
So what I would like to do, because I'm pretty sure they're going to search us, is take that crate and kind of under the Durasteel, I would like to put all of my boom materials. And I'm just going to tell them that they're metallurgical samples so that we can compare and contrast. So we have like a
Nice.
control group of metal.
Can we? And I'll help you sneak things. I can skulldug a little bit. But
Okay, perfect.
can we also flip a destiny point to have stolen like a bandolier of samples, like things in jars, like
Sure, I would totally.
or
Perfect.
test tubes that maybe could be swapped out with compounds that might be helpful later on, but something that looks the sciencey part.
Yep, I can totally go with that.
Sweet.
Okay, high
I will
five. I'm
strap
gonna flip a
on
destiny
the-
point.
The handy dandy bandolier of boom and hide the rest of my stuff in the crate.
You call
Okay,
it the bandolier of boom. We call it the bandolier of doom. It's just it's semantics, really.
Just make sure I don't get shot.
Baird, I gotta tell you, you're terrifyingly intelligent. You're surprising me more and more all the time I'm with you. I hope we don't get shrapnelled by Durasteel.
You and me both.
I hope we don't get shrapnel. Full stop.
Agreed with teeth.
Standing at the base of the gangplank is one human with a lieutenant junior grade rank insignia on the left chest, standing there in parade rest. The outfit is 100% black. You can tell that there are no cats or dogs around on account of it is just perfectly black. And standing in behind them is a old school worker droid that is probably the top sensors are at a height where they could see on top of your ship.
Oh, so that thing's massive.
Wow.
It looks kind of like the old Ed 209,
Oh,
but
God.
huge.
Yeah, if you crossed Ed 209 with a crab.
All it has is two crab pincers that looks like it picks up the sides of giant crates and moves it around. This is a crate mover droid.
Or crushes fleshling beings in its mighty claws.
Hey,
I mean, potato, potato.
hey, we're supposed to be here. Wink, wink. Teeth grins.
That's some serious hardware.
I'd like to spend, if as we're coming down the loading ramp here, the gangplank, I'd like to spend a destiny point, and that destiny point would be spent to know now, having our cover story in place, what division that we would be a part of or be coming from, and I think that would be called the Imperial Materials Division.
I believe you're completely correct.
I love the phrase Imperial material.
Materials.
Absolutely.
So, Ben, quick question. We all have our magical spy suits on. Can we be wearing like boiler suits or coveralls or something to
Sure.
look the part as well as keep our gear?
Nondescript gray jumpsuits.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That you took from the Celestin place. Yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
We are uniformed officially.
What was the first one spit for?
The Bandolier of
The
Boom.
Bandolier.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Of Doom. I thought we said it was Doom. Right?
It entirely depends on how injured I get while wearing it.
What
Oh,
side of the
no.
bandolier you're on?
Yeah.
And for the GM, it's always of Boom. Just what goes Boom?
I mean, you should see my character sheet. All the boom there.
Mm.
Yep. We feel so much better. Thank you.
Yes.
So the group comes down the gangplank. I'd like to think that Dosk is likely leading the way.
Okay.
Taking kind of his shoulders are stiff. He's taking very large steps, arms folded behind him. Steps up to the agent at the foot of the plank. Yes, I am Agent Farnes with the Imperial Materials Division, here to do our alloy inspections.
Of course, we just took a shipment into our custody. If you'll follow me this way.
Indeed. Everyone keep your eyes open. This operation seems well run, but you never know.
Yes, boss.
And he'll pivot on a heel and start moving off towards one of the large blast doors that's open. And it's big enough for his large friend to walk through.
I feel like, just as a side note, that Teeth doesn't walk so much as saunter and or slink, and that he definitely wears a flat cap. Uniform aside.
Kurt definitely had to find some sort of cap because he's got a mohawk, and he probably took a couple of his piercings out.
I think Bert's just struggling to carry everything on his character sheet as well as a bunch of medals in a crate.
We'll have a dolly.
So once he saw the big robot,
Can we have a dolly?
The big robot,
So-
a.k.a. Distraction.
mm-hmm.
The junior lieutenant is walking off. Everyone else is following in their method of walking. And then in behind, taking very slow steps because, well, they've got giant legs. Walking in sort of a thump, and taking up the rear. It's just this giant body. And on the top, you've got this little, it's almost like it's a little droid centaur body up top with the head and torso. And then just everything else is gigantic.
It's like a droid master blaster.
In a lot of ways, it is.
An enormous body
Oh my god!
and like a tiny like head unit, a tiny lead unit.
No, stop! It's only a child.
Who rules Death Star 2?
Off to this side, there's a reason why the door is big enough that this giant droid can get through. Back on Solus, you saw those holding areas for the shipments to get on. Well, this looks like you could take one of those a day and just store it for a month.
Whoa!
This actually does have Imperial-style walkways, as in no guardrails at all. And off to the sides, it's section and section and section, and just it seems to go down for about 10 stories and up for about 20. But every 3 stories, there's a story break where it's just there's a hover area in between that people could then go walking, and you see little platforms where like 1 or 2 hover can get up and flit around to inspect things or direct things. And you can see variations on this droid that instead of having the giant legs, they still have the arms and the big body, but they've got a set of 6 hover pads underneath. They move up very deliberately, clamp onto a section of durasteel, pull it out, and then fly down to wherever they're needing to.
Whoa!
So that they can then get to the smelting droids.
Kurt's gonna lean over to Baird. Do you think we have enough boom to take this whole place down?
You know, I don't know if the whole rebellion has enough boom to take this place down, quite honestly.
I was worried about that.
Dosk does his best to not be distracted or look surprised by the scale of the construction.
It takes about 5 minutes to get to a technical area. For a quick mental reference, it looks kind of like the guard post in A New Hope on the Death Star, where you've got this entire circle of consoles and technicians on the inside. And in this case, it also has structure over top that then has hanging terminals on the inside of that circle. So if you're facing out, you're looking at terminals. If you're facing in, you're looking at terminals. And in some places, it's got Orbish scrolling around. There's these giant ingots in these different locations, and you can just sort of see this large array of storage areas. You can tell that this is one of the places for material storage on it. And it's got several computer stations sitting around the curve of it.
As we walk in, Dosk will kind of state aloud, "Yes, this should do nicely for our purposes. And again, your name was?"
I am Lieutenant Junior Grade Leminsk.
Teeth actually laughs out loud at junior grade.
Question, is Lemensk the only one in the room with us? Can the giant lifter droids fit into this guard post?
The pathway you walked on is the equivalent of like a 3-lane road.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
Yeah, we need to get somewhere smaller to get rid of that guy.
Yeah.
Can I pull out a data pad and just see if I get a read on Sixer? Like a direction? Or if we're anywhere nearby? Because it's a huge base.
You are nearby. You're getting in one of these giant shafts of metal.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably on one of these room-size ingots.
Dusk, just to heads up, your friends seems to be near, but I'm not sure where in here.
You will refer to me as Agent Farnes. We've had this discussion before.
Oh, I thought they left us. I thought we were alone.
No.
No, they're standing kind of nearby. There are two.
I had just asked the guy's name.
Oh yeah, I thought he gave you his name, and then I miss.
He's standing kind of nearby. He's not really focused in on you, but he is nearby in case questions are needing to be asked. And there are two materials techs that are flailing away at different computer stations. They're on little rolly chairs, so they're going between two different consoles.
And then the loader droids are still with us as well?
Yeah, the giant droid is right near you. It seems to be his adjunct.
What was Farnes' rank, did you say? Or his title?
Agent.
Yes, sir, Agent Farnes. I apologize for stepping out of line.
Of course. Please don't let it happen again. Now, excuse me, Lieutenant Junior Grade, was it?
Ouch.
Oh, yes.
We would need this space for our work, and I'm sure you're aware of how this goes. I don't think I have to walk you through the steps, but we will need you and your techs to leave the premises for the period of our inspection. We'd hate to have anything, untoward happen to the results.
No, that is absolutely understandable. If you give me a few moments to collect my compatriots. With that, he'll scowl at those two techs that seem to be now intensely looking at the four of you. One's scowling, the other one's not, and then the lieutenant is just going to snap his fingers, wave a single finger up, and motion back in the direction that the five of you had come, or six.
Very, very good. Very good, Lieutenant Junior Grade. Very good. This inspection period should take no more than 2 cycles.
Of course.
That will be all.
So just so I'm clear on where we are, we're in an open area, not a room, but it is like a technical station.
Yeah, it's a technical station for the storage area and also sort of a flight control area for it.
Okay. So I guess in terms of visibly looking busy with what we're supposed to be doing, I'll take a couple of the little metal ingots out of my crate and set them on the table, and I'll take a couple of things out of the bandolier, just like different chemicals, and sort of set up what looks like a station on one of the desks where I can put chemicals on metal and see what happens and record the results on a computer. But I'm not actually going to start pouring chemicals on anything.
Yet. I think for his part, Teeth is gonna kind of saunter over to one of the stations where the people were working, and there's going to be like a data pad that was sitting on the edge of the counter, and he's going to smack it down so it does a flip midair and then catch it, and he's just going to scroll. He's not really even looking at it. He's just scrolling things, tapping, looking busy. Because, what does he know about metallurgy or technology?
Are you wanting to try and slice into the main computer, or...
Yeah, I kind of want to get a feel for what is this? Like, maybe if I get some advantage or a triumph, look for, like, energy consumption. Like, where's the most energy being drawn to? Just want to get a feel for what this place is.
Okay.
I'd like to look while he's doing that. I'd like to look for like diagrams or maps of the area.
Good call.
Dosk will be trying to establish a comm channel to Sixer and trying to broadcast our location to him. I should say it.
For the computers check to try and get into the system, that is going to be a 2 red, 2 purple, 1 setback kind of a check. On account of it's a secure Imperial facility.
Right.
It should be giant.
I'm going to suffer 2 more strain to remove that purple, but don't regret this later. So it is 2 red. And I think, let me see, I can remove a setback. When defending, no. Remove 1 setback per rank to break codes or decrypt communications. Decrease difficulty of checks to break codes or decrypt by 1. This isn't...
I'd go with it, sure.
So am I decreasing it by 1 also? Is it going to end up being 1 red?
It started off as 2 red, 2 purple.
Oh, 2 red, 2 purple. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then 2 red and...
We've got 2 light sides if you want to flip and upgrade too.
Yeah, I think that's a fine idea.
Yeah. If you're decreasing it twice, it would just get down to 2 red.
Okay.
If we can keep 1 light side to keep us from being crushed in the claws of a giant, manipulator, that would be good.
Crush Invader. All right, here we go. Are you kidding me? I got a failure and 2 advantage. I had 4 yellow and 2 red, and 2 yellow came blank. Actually, wait. Is this one? Should I use my reroll?
Yes.
It's once per session, so...
yeah, I would do that.
Cough. Yes, cough.
All right. Well, we might not be able to get out of here alive then. Oh no! Are you kidding?
Wait a minute! Don't you have something that gives you boosts?
Wow.
Don't you have
oh my
something that
gosh!
gives you 2 boosts?
Yes.
So roll a para boost, or whatever.
D1C3 is not happy with us today.
Welcome to the heroes. Boosts
Nope,
are blue, babe.
Yeah, I thought it was
gosh.
advantage. Sorry, hold on.
Fair.
Is it BB then, or?
Yeah.
It's BB.
Okay.
Oh my god!
They came up blank.
Oh,
They
buddy.
came up
Wow. Well, wait, hold on. You used a light side, so isn't that a guaranteed success?
No, it just upgrades
No,
one
it
of your
just
green to a
upgrades.
yellow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Why? Why?
Because failing is fun. What do your advantage give us?
Failing creates
I don't
opportunity?
set off any alarms. Like, I don't trigger any response to me being in the system. I think that would be beneficial. Like, there's no...
Okay, I can go with that for 1, and I think the other one could be something to the effect of you've got a bit of a hook if you were to try slicing again at a later time.
Okay.
So maybe...
Perhaps you've locked out this terminal, like... No alarms were triggered, but like it's just you've hit the number of times you can try to log into this terminal, and there's like a timeout.
So I tried guest 1, guest 2, and guest 3, and we're gonna have to find another terminal. I'm kidding, by the way. This is a tough system, okay?
I mean, I got you in here, so at this point, I'm not sure what else I can do to help. I'm trying to get a hold of Sixer now to get him here, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what else I can do. I'm not great with this part.
Is there any way that I can mechanically alter? I don't know how I'd do that if everyone can see us because we're not in a private room. I don't want to start taking the computer apart.
Well, I was looking at maps, so maybe I found a place for us to go deeper in the works of things.
I was going to just ask, like, since we're supposed to be testing the alloys, shouldn't we go get some of the alloys that have already been brought here to test?
Well, with the size of the alloy ingots, it would be more taking your testing stuff to the ingots themselves.
That's a
okay.
very valid point.
All right, I'll put them back in the box.
So there are a couple of these flying pads, like they're very Flash Gordon-esque things where you stand, there's a control, and the whole thing flits off.
Okay. So maybe we should go find some alloys that happen to be near other computers.
I think that's a fine idea.
I'm telling you, I'm never this bad at slicing.
Perhaps I had mentioned I tried to get Sixer to come here, so perhaps I should wait here for Sixer and then meet you?
Or
Could I get a average leadership check off of Dosk for providing proper directions to
Sure.
Sixer?
Haha, we'll see if this works. What's the difficulty?
2 purple.
Make sure I'm in the right chat. I am. Wonderful.
Maybe I should
3
roll
success-
my dice before the challenge dice from now on.
3 successes, 1 threat.
All right. I'm figuring the threat is Sixer's made a friend, and the friend is one of these ingot movers.
I love it. I love it.
So one of those giant ingot movers comes over, stops, drops down a claw, and there's Sixer.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Sixer, my friend. And Dosk will bend down and like have a quick chat with Sixer. I'm glad to see you're safe. Thank you so much for your help.
hey, has your little buddy found anything interesting? Any places we should test?
Well, hold on a moment. Sixer, you heard teeth. Anything of interest in your travels around this monstrosity?
I'm going to go with yes. I'm thinking that beyond seeming to getting good with the droids, especially, I'm also thinking that there is a small collection of droids in this section, no less, of droids that accidentally showed up here and are somewhat more aware than the base model memory wipe every month kind of.
Oh no, is
droid.
Sixer unionizing the labor droids?
Yes.
Kind of what I'm thinking, yeah. Or at least something like that.
So maybe we'll say that Sixer plugs into one of the terminals and uses the terminal projector to kind of show some data to the group.
I like that.
The Death Star internals is amazingly cavernous. The way that it's getting built up now, there is a lot of internal storage, both for fuel and energy, as well as they're building out to the other side. And it does seem like most of the power systems and even a fair amount of the engines for the battle station seem to be in place. As you're getting, I'm going to go with a red wire work of what the station looks like at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
This is way bigger than I thought, you guys. We might not be. Oh my gosh. Maybe we're not supposed to be here, but we're here now.
I told you.
Yeah.
I told you.
You did, and I knew I was going to hear it again. But we've got to get the readouts of this place. We got to get to engineering, or close enough to it that I can get the data for this. It'll make it easier.
I agree, and I also think we need to leave behind some presents to make sure this thing slows down. This is way too big, and we need time.
I mean, we're pretty sure they only beat the first massive bomb they threw at us out of luck. I mean, some people would say it's the Force, but
Is that really what we think this is?
how big was that thing?
Ugh.
So, if we should be going in, how about we go there in style? He's going to walk over to one of the flying platforms and start
All
turning
I
it
can think
on.
is the Scooty Puff Jr. from
Nope. It's an actual platform. It's not even the Scooty Puff Senior. It is just the whole kit and caboodle. It's actually just taking a section of the station we're at, raising it up, I think, and then wheedling down the halls. You know, that little hover noise that they have.
Yeah, they're sort of a descendant of the single trooper aerial platforms. The best acronym ever.
Single trooper area
Stat.
Okay. Sorry, I had to sound it out. I'm good.
Stop already.
One of those things from the very, very beginning of the Phantom Menace.
Also,
Okay.
a fun piece of trivia. It's also like the founder's gift. One of the founder's gifts you get in the Star Wars: The Old Republic MMO.
It is. It sure is.
I don't know what any of that is, but okay.
That's okay.
So this is a platform that we can all stand on, or they're individual?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going to go with that. There is like an actual platform that you're standing on.
Like a stop flatbed.
Yeah, essentially, it's a stop flatbed where the four of you can stand, and it's for the more important people moving around instead of just stormtroopers.
Excuse me while I look up what a stop flatbed is.
Well, the flatbed version doesn't really exist. I think we're just like imagine
Yeah,
this
we're
thing.
just
Oh,
sort of
staff.
with
Okay, I got
platform
what you're
behind it.
saying.
Yeah.
You're combining things. Okay, I'm
Yes,
catching
yes,
up.
yes.
Picking up what you're putting down.
Very good.
I would assume that as we are flying down these hallways, we're going to be seeing other people. So I'm going to be flying actually at attention, like looking like I should be here, although I am still wearing my flat cap. But I'm going to try and fly, in
Casual.
very straight lines, kind of like up, left, right, following, like, you know how in Wall-E they have those little illuminated strips on the ground that are like pre-designated pathways? I'm going to be sticking to those as much as possible and trying to look as though my boss, who is shining and golden, is directing me. Like, we're all very official.
All right. Can I get a 1 red pilot planetary?
If before we get on the platform, if I can have just a little moment with Sixer before we take off.
Absolutely.
So as we're loading onto the stop flatbed to take off toward the engineering section, Dusk will like kind of kneel down to Sixer again and say, okay, my friend, I need one thing from you, if you don't mind. One more thing. I know we've asked a lot, but if you could organize your friends that you've made here on the platform, yes, in this area, in the alloys management area, the materials management area, organize them to stop working on my signal. I'll send you a signal via comm, and then if you could have them all cease operating in what they're doing, or throw a wrench into the works, so to speak. Do you understand what I mean? Wonderful, Sixer. As soon as we're done here, I will send the communication back to you to trigger that, and then once that's completed, you can meet up with us and we'll all make way. We'll get out of here. We'll try and take as many of your friends with us as we can.
As you walk back to the platform, Kurt is talking to Teeth and Bird. Look, all I'm saying is stop. It's stat, because it's aerial vehicle. It's not aerial vehicle, right? I mean, come on. You guys are with me, right? Right?
I mean, I'm technically with you, but I also kind of don't care.
Yeah.
The important question, I believe, is, Teeth, can you fly it?
Let's find out.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Why
I
not?
can fly it. I'm as delightfully surprised as anybody. That's 3 success and 2 threat. So maybe I forget to take off the parking brake?
As always, your confidence is inspiring.
He just goes, "Woo." Oh, no, I got it. We're good.
Oh, is it the famous Star Wars woo 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 woo?
Pound, kick. Woo, woo, woo. Try again. Now, what do you want the threat to be?
I actually kind of like that. And also, I'm thinking, One of these going by with a bunch of Bothans on it is...
Strange.
It's strange, and it is drawing attention, but no one's doing anything about it. It's like, there's a very unique platform that's going by.
So they're taking note of us, but they just don't have a reason to care yet.
Yeah, they aren't attempting to stop you, but they are definitely, that's a thing.
We're going to be all the rage for a conversation in the mess hall today.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, yes.
I feel great about that. That's great. We're just going to wheedle our way down a corridor or two, away from all the faces.
Dosk is continuing to do his best to look uninterested, like any upper management or senior management person he's seen in this position.
And so you're going to the more engineering spaces, like the actual engine type spaces, or more of a maintenance area?
I would think we'd start with the maintenance, just because I feel like it's less likely to be biologics there and more likely to be, if anything, more herds of mouse droids.
Roaming the vast plains of the Death Star.
Exactly.
You're not wrong.
Because, I mean,
do
engineering is
dream
important.
Of metal sheep?
And engineering is important, but also usually populated.
Yeah.
Starting here.
Out of curiosity, would the Empire be using species such as Ugnaughts as maintenance labor, like you see so often in Star Wars?
I'm going to go with no, because at this point it seems that the Empire has gone very human-centric, very xenophobic otherwise.
Got it.
That, yes, Bothans in as contractors does make sense, but for their military installations, it seems to be very human-centric, that they don't have that many other species in there.
Thank you.
And the problem with having Ugnaughts be like the builders is a lot of times they'll take less pay or almost no pay and like make the place their home.
True, and that's certainly something they do not want.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Empire is not really on board for that.
All right. Is there a chance as we move into these spaces that they get smaller and less giant crab droidy?
When you start getting closer to the more central core,
Mm-hmm.
you can see how on the inside of this, and we're talking several miles, there are sort of flying highways that are here, or pathways, and some of them go all the way to the center, and the center spire, which is truly ginormous any which way. I can't think of anything that's in the same scale on Earth. On the outside of it just seems to be open platforms where people can take their speeders and land, and you can see some different sections to it. Like, this is the deep storage / manufacturing area. Like, you can see construction gantries moving into the storage area where it looks like they're putting in floors and ceilings and all that sort of stuff. But at the moment, they sort of made up the outer shell of the Death Star and are working on backfilling the inside on this side of the Death Star, whereas on the other side of the Death Star, they're putting in all the floors and that on the outside, because this side apparently needed to be pressurized or something. There's, 100 stories worth of landing places. Like, it's big enough that they have colored offices in, 5-story groups, where on the side of it is maintenance. And it's just, okay, this office is dark brown, this one's tan, and from that, they're able to make a sort of a pixelated sign that is, 5 blocks wide, so you can see it from a long ways off and fly towards it.
Oh, wow, this might be harder than I thought.
So, yeah, you're able to target sort of the middle of the eye in maintenance and are able to land there.
I'm sorry, you said the I in maintenance, so I just pictured we're actually landing on a sign that says maintenance. We're just landing on the tittle.
They've essentially painted, like, there's the central power core, the outside of the shield thing that eventually blows up. There's a section on the side of it that says maintenance. They've just painted the side of the offices in a pixelated maintenance. So yeah, it's a giant sign.
All right, we gotta find a way. We gotta find a sign or some sort of directory that's gonna point us to like the core or like an engineering terminal, it's like a main terminal. Can we look for like signage or anything? Is there anywhere we could find?
Where you land is pretty much a maintenance bay. There's a lot of machining tools. There's a fabricator to one side and other fairly heavy-duty maintenance tools and a powder coating station off to one side where you could walk in that giant crab droid and get it painted different colors.
Jeez.
If you wanted to, from the ground up, make a land speeder or like a scout transport, this would be the place. Like, it has all the parts and machines that you'd need to.
I feel I'm beginning to repeat myself, but whoa.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Everybody, please stay on task. I know this is very distracting and shiny, but we have work to do, yes?
That machine could make it so much shinier. But yes, work to do, boss. He's gonna land accordingly, and then I guess when it docks, since it's kind of a terminal station, does it become another terminal in the location we moved in, or does it just land and then we have to go to another terminal?
It would land and you'd have to go to
Okay.
another terminal. You'd actually have to step off.
I will land. Please disembark carefully for your own safety. And he powers it down.
I do that.
Just saying, before we disembarked, you forgot to mention to keep your hands and limbs inside the platform.
Did I forget to tell you, or did you forget to sign the waiver?
Good question. I won't mention it again.
But it's a good plan. And then I'm gonna look at the boss and the slicer and the explodey guy and be like, do you guys know which way to go? And do any of them have a face that says, I know which way to go?
Curtis is like trying to figure out which hall or pathway would lead to like the engineering terminals, like where they would have all of their like schematics and documentation stuff stored.
There's actually a fairly... By the blast door leading in here, there's a computer station that looks to be fairly standard. It's computer station, lookup station, power station, all on the far wall, which would be the interior wall, that you could go to.
All right, I could try this again. Maybe we're close enough now that we can get some real data out of here. But I need someone to keep a lookout. Make sure we don't get walked up on.
So, since as a courier I get into weird places and weird situations, I think one of the things that maybe Teeth is good at is looking busy. So he's still got his data pad that he swiped from the first place. And he's going to look around. Are there other workers in this area at this point, like other biologics that would be paying attention to us?
I'm going to go with no.
Okay.
At the moment, there is not.
I think we're still going to he's still going to kind of go to set up a fence around our slicer, where he is talking to Dosk and gesturing at Bird, just kind of like he's doing his thing, we're doing our thing kind of way. So that way, if somebody does show up, we've got two people looking busy and two people playing pen dot, quote unquote men at work sign type things.
Yeah. I'll resume the look busy, get some metals and chemicals out, and start just looking like I'm about to do some testing while we're talking.
I don't know what we talk about because nobody's there to listen, so let's see. So did you catch the blast ball game that I had on record?
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, what a slaughter. What a shameful display.
It was pretty rough, right?
Yeah, no, I can't believe McAllister did that.
Where do you throw your hat in, boss?
I don't pay attention to such pedestrian things.
What's the difficulty of the computer's check?
Here, it's going to be a 2 red, 1 purple, and a setback.
Okay, so I won't suffer the strain, but I will remove the purple with my code breaker and the setback. So 2 reds versus... And I added my boost this time.
Can we actually offer a boost since we're creating a shield around him?
Yeah, I'll go with that. And I'll also give a boost for the advantage from last time.
Okay.
The shield
yeah.
of impenetrable sports trivia.
Oh my god, if more than 3 of these turn up blank, I might cry.
Well, they're boost. That's what they do. Oh my god!
So 2
What a roll.
success, 6 advantage, and a despair.
Oh my goodness!
Boy.
Merry
I've
Christmas,
activated their
Ben.
trap card.
All right, so what are you wanting to get out of this?
Technical readouts, maybe if they're transferring large amounts of special materials or energy to certain areas other than the power core. Maybe just since it's not complete, we're not going to have like a full readout or whatever, but maybe some data on what they've completed so far that's not super classified, I guess. Like
Fair.
construction stuff, like what is the infrastructure of this facility? What's the power source like? Like what are some design of the power structure? So maybe we can find a weakness.
The power structure at the moment is it looks to be fully built but incomplete. The heat dissipation isn't entirely set in place, and the construction corridors are not closed off yet.
Okay.
It does look like, whereas on previous versions there had been large heat exhaust ports, there seems to be like they've taken one large port and turned it into thousands of little ports. So it essentially just gets transformed into essentially radiant heating for the personnel sections, and then it just gets radiated out. But at the moment, it's not closed up. So there are several pathways to get into the power core. It does look like the power core is being worked on getting it up to full power, and that's the current construction goal, beyond fabbing out the levels and all that, which you've already seen a lot of construction for that, both droid and other species being used in work crews. There's a big, very classified thing that is noted that it should be getting a bunch of power, but right now it has no power being allocated to it, implying that it's either offline or that it isn't functional at the moment.
So I can tell that there's like relays that are designed to move large amounts of power that are leading to a certain area, but there's no information on the area.
There's no information on the area, and also going by the power structure, it looks like they haven't tried activating those relays.
Okay.
They've got gravity up and running. They've tested the sublight engines to spin the battle station, but they haven't really done much more than turn them on to station keeping.
Okay.
There recently was a VIP that got brought in after Moff Gerard showed up. There's an Imperial VIP that almost literally just showed up, and they're expecting as far as what you can tell, a super VIP that's supposed to be showing up in the next week or so.
Okay, so we have a VIP that's not Jar Jared. A VIP other than Jar Jared.
Gerard is on there as head of Imperial manufacturing.
Okay.
Whatever Imperial division that they created to build the Death Star, he's the one in charge of that. There was a VIP that came in that is noted as special consultant. There's a few notations of do not annoy, all questions are to be answered with extreme truth, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also it's listed as special VIP++ on the personnel stuff, but there isn't a specific of who.
Okay.
We gotta get this info out of here. Who do you know that's super plus VIP over a Moff?
There's only a couple that I can think of, and none of them are good. But you see it, they improved the design from last time. That you can't just fly an X-wing down a trench, and I'm taking your accent from you. We're not just gonna be able to fly an X-wing down a trench and blow this one up. This is bad. If you look at these relays. There's power going off somewhere here. I don't know what else it could be other than some sort of weapon or something. Whatever it is, it's going to take a lot of power.
If this is indeed another battle station, it's clearly a weapon.
That tracks. I can't say for sure. It could be anything. I mean, with all the interdictor stuff they've got going on, it could be some sort of gravity weapon. It could be a laser weapon. I don't know what's going on here.
It's not working yet.
If it looks like a womp rat and smells like a womp rat, it's probably a womp rat, and I believe what we have here is another giant womp rat.
I think your metaphor fell apart there, but I gotcha.
Well, the good news is the power supply isn't complete yet, and it looks like they're lacking some heat dissipation currently. So maybe we could, use that to our advantage to buy a little time to get this information out of here. He looks.
If you can find the cooling systems, I can make sure that they don't cool.
This might be our best option.
We're probably in the best place that we could be in to find them, correct?
Correct. Here's another thing. Do we try to find a communications array onboard station to transmit these out, or are we going to try and get this out ourselves?
Oh.
We should do both.
A mouse droid floating through space with a disc in it.
I'm thinking at that particular point is when I activate the despair and also a destiny point. It feels like it should be that sort of import, but this is when the security breach sirens start going off, and the blast door spreads open, and you can hear off in the distance the footfalls of stormtroopers starting to move through the corridors.
We might not want to be here.
I think it's time to get back on the flatbed. Yes? Yes?
We definitely shouldn't be
Everyone,
here.
Yes?
You say it's time to get back on the flatbed, and you already hear the...
Yeah, I'm already starting to jump in.
All right,
wonderful.
Before we leave, I'm going to reach into the box and take out a triangular device, and I'm going to set it behind us on the ground and press a button on it and jump on. And I'd like to deploy one of my anti-personnel mines.
All right, can I get an average mechanics check then?
Yes. Any complications?
Okay, I'm going to spend a destiny point on account of you're trying to do this really fast as you're moving.
Okay.
So that's going to take it to 1 red, 1 purple.
Alrighty then. 2 success, 4 advantage.
Nice.
I'm thinking for this episode, we're going to draw it to a close,
Okay.
where the 4 of you are on the flatbed, flying off, and a group of stormtroopers, a small squad, comes in, and the orange Poldroon one is raising their fingers up to their ear and going, "Dispatch, we see."
Hooray advantages for cutting that off.
Right?
Yeah. Thank you for listening to this episode of Heroes of the Hydian Way. You can find show updates on Twitter at The Hydian Way, and you can find me on Twitter at DeuteriumIce.
I am Leslie at LesletGS.
I am Michael at LoserMLW on most social media. You can also find me on the Redemption Podcast at RedemptionPod.
You can find me at TOTORFFG, or you can go to the website talesoftheouterrim.com and find our links.
And you can find me, David, at AKA Agent Shades on Twitter, and the same on YouTube.
I thought you were Agent Shades on YouTube.
You're right, I'm just Agent Shades on YouTube. I don't know who you'll get if you look up AKA Agent Shades on YouTube. It might be me, it might be someone else.
Yes. We are all at thehydianway.com, where you can find previous episodes.
You can find more episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Plus, you can help us out by rating, reviewing, and subscribing.
We're also on Facebook as The Heidian Way. You can holocom us at heroes@theheidianway.com.
If you like what we do and want to support the show, you can find us at patreon.com/theheidianway.
Or you can send the team some calf at ko-fi.com/theheidianway.
Bloopers, if any.
Parenthetically.
And there are.
It's not exciting if it's all white side, so I gotta mess it up
That's
somehow.
true. I won't argue the point.
Yeah, but then we get to make it exciting by giving dark side points, right? We're gifting them to Ben.
Okay, can I just ask a really quick question? For bad time brain Leslie. This is the second Death Star or the first Death Star?
The second.
Second, okay.
Yeah, I was trying to actually use the audio description for the initial pan down after the giant letters in space.
No, that's
nice.
cool. I'm just putting it in the right order in my head.
Yep.
That's a very good question.
I hadn't named right up until you asked.
Pause. I'll say pause for the GM to name the character.
Do 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 do.
I am Lieutenant Junior Grade Lemensk.